being authentic online is easy, or is it easy to fake? I honestly believe that a lot of people fake authenticity online, and it's really easy to do because you can get into character mode. Okay, it's time for me to record a video. I need to come across as intelligent, compassionate, understanding. I need to get my point across. I want people to like me, so I'm not going to be too controversial. I'm not going to say anything that's swings one way too far or the other way. You know, I'm going to play it safe, where offline people don't. I look at people from way back in the day, not so much online but on TV, and you look at someone like Bill Cosby, America's dad. That's what he was known as. Well, it turned out when the cameras weren't rolling, he wasn't America's dad, he was the American predator. And you hear it so much also with celebrities, like that when the cameras aren't rolling, they're not that nice person. They're doing it because that's the character and the role that they're playing. I just watched a video from Watch Mojo about 10 YouTubers that destroyed their career for stuff that they did off camera. And yet they had millions of followers, subscribers, and billions of views and all that type of stuff, like making big money by faking what they were doing online. That wasn't their real persona, that wasn't what they're all about. It was all about the money. And when you start putting money into it, you can really fake how authentic you're going to be. You could be the nicest person in the world, but as soon as the camera starts rolling, you don't need to keep up that show anymore. You can go back to being the actual person that you are. But on the other hand, if you are genuinely being authentic, that's how you are when the cameras aren't rolling. So it all comes back to you as a person. What are you? Who are you? Don't try and be something that you're not. Don't try and put on a show just for the camera. Just be yourself. Now, I found it very difficult in the beginning, and I've likened it to when I first got my driver's license. For years, first 17 years, I was driven around. I didn't have a driver's license, but I watched my mom and dad and sisters and anybody else that I was in the car with, and I was kind of like always thinking, yeah, that looks pretty easy. I can't wait till I start driving. I'm gonna be so cool. I'm gonna be like perfect. But the first time that I sat in that driver's seat, I sat up straight. I was very stiff and very cautious and nervous, and it's a whole different experience sitting in the driver's seat to the passenger seat. And I liken that to when you first start recording videos. You are not quite as sure of yourself. Like, you think, how difficult can it be? All I have to do is talk. But generally you are talking to somebody else and you're having a back and forward. When you're talking to the camera, there's no back and forth. You're not talking to anybody. You're not getting the feedback. You're not feeding off someone else's energy. You have to bring the energy. And that is probably a time when you are being your most authentic, because you're nervous and your nerves are showing up. They're showing out in the camera. You can tell that in the early videos when someone's nervous, and then later on, after they've been doing it for a while, they're much more relaxed. Their words come much more freely, and it's a different vibe. And I think that's where you really gain a loyal audience, when they go on that journey with you, when they see where you start and how far you progress and where you kind of break the code, I guess. The next step into being authentic is learning how to work within the parameters that you set. Like on YouTube, you're not allowed to swear. Well, you can swear, but there are rules and stuff around it, so it's just best avoid it so you don't ever get in trouble with YouTube. But in my real life, I do have a bit of a potty mouth. I spent 18 years as a coal miner, so you can imagine what type of language we used in a coal mine. So I've had to tweak it a little bit, but I still get to say what I want to say. I just now clean it up. But it's still my authentic thing, it's still my thoughts, I still believe what I believe. I just have to learn how to express it in a different way. And that's part of the challenge of staying authentic, staying true to yourself, and not getting in trouble. For a long and successful career online, you have to be authentic. You have to be authentic to yourself. And that's it. Everybody else can judge you, it makes no difference. As long as you know in your heart of hearts that offline and online, those two people are the same person. So good luck with it, get comfortable being on camera, and I wish you a long, successful career.